Hello grade 10, now for something completely different. This activity 5.2 is about an ice cream shop where you choose your toppings. The problem here is that we don't have any button, but we'll have a look at the program now. They say the program must display the name and price using checkboxes, and we must display the total and so on, just like in the diagram. And there's 15% discount if there's 3 or 4 toppings, and 30% 5 or more toppings, and the cost of one serve without any toppings is 15 Rand. Right, let's go look at our interface. Now, you think this is an easy program. It's not so easy because there's no button that says, okay, enter now, calculate and all that kind of thing. What you have to do then is imagine that the code is going to be in the checkboxes. In other words, they're going to act as the button to calculate everything. That's the only way to do this without having an extra button here to go and calculate, count how many checkboxes are ticked and so on in order to calculate discount. But I've already written this code because it takes so long to write, because there's 12 checkboxes here, so I'm going to be explaining it to you rather. So you're going to look at the code and I'll explain it to you. So here we have a checkbox, and we go to the events section and you double click next to the on click event, and then you'll get this choc chips click event. So that's one checkbox on click event. So here we're going to assume that this is like a button, and I'm not going to use global variables. You must always use local where you can. So we have a discount variable, a total, and a tick count, because we've got to count how many ticks. Setting the total to 15, which is the price of a plain soft serve, and then our tick count we set to 0, because we're going to add it up. And inside here we're going to check every single all the checkboxes, even the one that we're in. For instance, this is the choc chip checkbox. We're even checking that one, even though it's been clicked on. Okay. So what are we doing? We're checking to see if they are checked, and if they are, then we'll add that unit price to the total, and the total is set to 15, and we'll also increment the tick count, how many ticks. So we're going to ask if statements for each of the checkboxes. In other words, if fudge is checked, we'll add 3.25 Rand to the total, and we'll increment a check bound. And we're going to check all the other boxes as well. There's 12 of them altogether. Okay, right down to the end. And then we're going to display in the label, we're going to display a total, LBL total.caption. Where's the label? Well, you have to scroll down here and you'll look there. There it is, LBL total. Description is just your total, and then you've got to put the answer in LBL total. So LBL total.caption equals, and then float to string F, and then you format it to currency, 8 and 2 decimal points. Now we're going to find out if the tick count is greater than or equal to 5. Then we're going to add, we're going to calculate our discount only on the toppings, and that was another trick. It says discount on toppings, not on the total price, on the actual toppings. So you've got to subtract 15 from the total, because remember the total is being increased all the time, yeah, and all these to see if they're checked. If that's true, then you're going to add 4 Rand, and so on. For each of the 12 checkboxes, you've got to add a price to the total. But if the tick count, is greater than or equal to 5, because you incremented a tick count for each of those if statements. So if it's greater than or equal to 5, then our discount's got to be calculated on only the toppings. So you could take 15 Rand off the total, because the total was adding the toppings prices for each one. So you subtract 15, which was the plain soft serve price, and then you multiply by 30%, and then we're going to display the discount and everything nicely, the total, and then a minus sign, and then the discount equals, and then here we're calculating total minus discount. So R total, R discount, and R total minus R discount is going to be our resulting total after we've subtracted the discount. So that's if the tick count is greater than or equal to 5. If the tick count is either 3 or 4, so you can use set notation there. If the tick count in 3, 4 in a set, if it's in that number, if it's in one of those numbers, if it's either 3 or 4, then we're going to take 15% off the total minus 15. Remember that 15 was the original price of the ice cream, so we're only taking 15% off the toppings. And then we do the same as we did there, display the total, the discount, and the total minus discount, and joining all those strings up nicely so we can see everything in one line. Right, so that all that code has to be copied and pasted in each of the checkbox on-click events. So you have to go to the checkbox, go to the on-click event, go to the one checkbox and go to the on-click event here on the left hand side, double click in the white space next to on-click, and then copy and paste everything that you wrote in, or typed, sorry, in the one. You've got to paste it all into the other on-click events. That's a lot of code, so there's a lot of copying and pasting that you have to do. So, but if you get the first one right, then all you have to do is copy and paste it into all the others. So I basically chose the first one over there, on-click event, and then I put my code in. Remember, I'm using local variables because I'm setting the total to 15 and the tick count to 0 each time. And why? Because I'm basically doing all the calculation inside one checkbox on-click event. And that checkbox on-click event is checking all 12 of them, even the checkbox, like for instance choc chips on-click event is also checking whether it's checked. See? So that is the only way to do this particular activity, unless you put a button and then you put all this code in a button. But we're not doing that now. Now what about the reset button? The reset button is simply making all the checkboxes false. The dot checked property equals false, and then setting the captions as well. And this one doesn't have to be set. I mean, this doesn't have to be set. No, I did that. That one can be left alone because we're not changing it anywhere else. Okay, so I hope you can try and do that by yourself. It's quite tricky, but if you just imagine that a checkbox is actually like a button on click event and you're doing the whole calculation in each one of those checkboxes, then it will be fine. So I hope you can try and do that by yourself and have fun with this program.